Hi friends, welcome to my channel Connecting with Littles. If you're new here, my name is Melinda and I love to share encouragement for young busy moms like myself. So today I want to share about homemaking in an imperfect home, about making it home, about the atmosphere of the home. As you can see, my home, the wall behind me, is unfinished and we have a small house and it is a beautiful place to come home to. But to be honest, I have sometimes struggled with the unfinishedness of it, with the smallness of it, and I've had to learn to put my focus in the right place, and that's what I want to share with today. Because really, if you think of it, what is it that makes a home? What makes us want to come home to a place? Sometimes I don't do much social media, but there's still a social media lie that I see. You just see these pictures of perfect homes, painted walls, matching, everything matching. And we don't often see the messy side. And I'm not saying everyone should post their messy pictures, but often we need to remember the reality. It feels like everyone else is keeping up and only we are not. Only our home is not always clean and in order. And I'm not saying it's not something to strive for or that can't be attainable sometimes, but to be honest, in a little house with little children, it will very often be messy. As soon as they pull out a few toys, my whole living area is covered in toys. And that's okay. But I want to share today about the atmosphere we make, about creating a place for people where our children and our friends and family will want to come back to. Sometimes I dream of having a finished house, of having a bit more space, but I keep reminding myself that is not the most important thing. That is not what will bring my children back to me. That is not what will make them someday say, "Oh, we had a good childhood." And that is my desire, that this home atmosphere will be the place that they will want to come back to. Children don't often notice. I grew up in a small home too. I was 7, I think, when we moved into a bigger home. My oldest is 6 now, and sometimes I think, I hardly remember what our home was like back then. My oldest now, where life seems so real, she won't remember much about this tiny home. She will remember how she felt. Did she feel it was a happy, secure home? Was her mother happy? Will she just remember hardships and sorrow? And that is my aim. As mothers, we're not the only ones who determine the home atmosphere, but we are the ones who are usually home the most, and we have a large part to play with it. And so today I want to share some points, some tips about how you can create a home atmosphere where your children will look back on fondly, where friends and family will want to come home to. When we were newly married, one of the prayers for our home was that it would be a place of rest from this harsh world, that people who would come here would feel the atmosphere. And sometimes, yes, I wish it was different, but I realize that in any home I can create that atmosphere with the Lord's help. One of the main ways that I have found to keep my home atmosphere peaceful and restful is to be present for my children. I find out they quarrel a lot more if I am busy on my phone writing messages, if I am thinking about something too much, if I'm too busy with my work and not present. Even if I have to be working, if I'm there thinking about them and present with them and paying attention to them, our home atmosphere tends to stay much more peaceful. I know that's not always possible, but in many ways it is. I've tried to start leaving my phone alone, leaving my message waiting for after they're sleeping, and paying more attention to them. If there's something in my mind I have to work through, some issue that is bothering me, if I can, I try to set it aside for a while and come back to it later when they're in bed or some other time when they're busy playing, when they don't need my attention, just so that they can have a present mom, so that somehow that cuts way down on the quarreling. and on my short temper too, because I've been there with them, and it's not that they're interrupting me with something. There are other ways that I work on creating a happy home atmosphere, and one of them is practicing gratitude. When I start thinking about, oh, I wish this was done, or that was done, or the house was bigger, or the work wasn't so much, or whatever I want to wish for, the atmosphere is not the same. But when I think of all the blessings I have a roof over my head and it doesn't leak, and I have a comfortable bed, I have enough food, I have an automatic washer, there's so much to be thankful for. And that really improves the home atmosphere. And my children catch on to the gratefulness too. My baby's sucking on my finger, so if you hear noises, then don't worry about it. And to sing. Sometimes I try to make the effort. I don't have a habit like I should always of just singing throughout the day with my work and all that, but I'm trying to make it a habit because that also brings a restfulness, a happiness to the home atmosphere. Another thing you can do, as much as I say be present for your children, it is good that when you can, if you take a bit of time to do something you enjoy, it gives your mind a break and brings you back refreshed. And for me, one of the things is blogging or making these videos. It's something that I really enjoy. And so when I have the opportunity, when my husband has taken the girls somewhere, when the baby's more or less happy if he's beside me sucking on my finger, then I can take a little bit of time, and that makes me feel more at rest for other times when I have so much work. I know I'll be able to have chances here and there to do something besides mothering, which I love doing, but something else that I enjoy. I've also found for a good home atmosphere and for rest for myself, as much as I say enjoy your children and don't let your house be your biggest worry, having a house that is clean and neat and organized, and in my case minimalized, get rid of stuff that I don't want and that I don't need, it helps with me to feel more at rest, and in exchange the whole atmosphere is more at rest. So I encourage you to work on your housekeeping too. I find that if I work on it as hard as I can at certain set times and just rest when I can't keep up, that if I, let's say for an hour or two, just dedicate myself to it, what gets done, and it helps a lot. And if I can't do it all, to just rest, but as much rest about it and be at peace about it. But as much as I can, I do. And that really helps. I also encourage you to train your children to help with the chores. Train your children into good routines. I feel that is what has helped me a lot, having 4 that are currently 6 years and under, 6 years old to 3 months old, is that all the older ones, there is this routine about how we go about our day, what we do at nap times. And so I don't have to be always thinking about and planning. There's an order that they themselves understand. Another thing to do, as much as we love our homes, is to get out sometimes. Get out with your children. Go out on walks. Go somewhere else, even if it feels like it's so much to do, but it gives you a mental break and helps you to enjoy your home more and come back with to creating a happy atmosphere. There is a song that we used to sing at home, and now I'm teaching my children. It goes, "What makes a happy family? Listen and I will tell. It's not your house, it's not your car or the toys you like so well, the trips you take or the radio or the money you have to spend. It's something better than all of these. It's something that will not end. It's love of dad who works so hard to get the things we need. It's mother loving and helping you in every kind of deed. It's sisters' love and brothers' love and your love for each one that makes a happy family when every day is done." And that song has encouraged me to remember, what is it that truly matters? What is it that my children will look back on someday and want to come home to? If they had happy family, happy parents, happy memories, that will be the thing that will draw them back. Another thing to remember, if you do struggle with your house and with if it's unfinished or too big or too little or too new or too old or whatever your issue may be, remember that we're not home yet. As Christians, we have a heavenly home waiting for us. And that has helped me too. Someday I won't have to cook and clean and I mean, maybe there'll be work in heaven, but it won't be this overwhelmed, this constant work. It'll be fun, it'll be enjoyable, and it's not that it isn't fun for me now. But I don't need a perfect home here because I will have a perfect home someday. We sometimes talk of heaven on earth, and usually when people talk of heaven on earth, they're not talking of everything in perfect order. It's about the atmosphere, the feeling. And that's what I want. That my home, as humble as it may be, will be a little touch of heaven on earth. That when friends come, when family comes, when my children look back on the memories, that they will remember that was a peaceful place, a happy place, a restful place. A place where God dwells, a place where we can share His joy and His love and His peace with others. I encourage you to work on that atmosphere of your home and on your housekeeping as you can, but most of all on the atmosphere, that it will be a place that you won't have regrets about. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you in the next video when I can share again.